everybody get their minutes from the December meeting? And if so, do I have a motion?
So moved.
I have a motion to approve. I'm gonna go with I'll go with Mr. Patton as the motion and Mr. Boyd as the second. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? Those minutes are unanimously approved as presented. The first substantive item on the agenda today is a rezone from R2 to PUD, which is planned unit development, for property at 601 and 603 North Hussey. And this is property that, this is the same property that we dealt with last month, if y'all will remember. And the request last month was to go to R1, which we approved. But when we approve it, we're just recommending to the council is all we're doing. And apparently the applicant has withdrew the R1 request before it got to the council. And now we're looking at a planned unit development proposal for the very same property. And we've got the planned unit development plat here. I'm sure, Richard, you can be able to put that up on the thing.
I have some technical difficulties, but yes.
I understand. Okay. But this will be on for a public hearing as well. Is anyone here to speak to these for the applicant, or are you going to do it, Richard?
Yes, the applicant asked if I could
Sure.
talk about that, and you explained the request is correct. After the applicants heard of some of the concerns of the citizens from the public hearing, they request to pull the request from it being R1 to a PUD, which, as you know, the PUD ties the rezone specifically to a site plan, which they have provided, that shows 3 duplex units. And so whenever if this is approved as a rezone, this is the only thing that can be built there ever, unless it comes back to this body to change.
Yeah, so that everyone knows, because we talked at length last meeting about R1 and how the applicant could put, or any future owner could put whatever's allowed in R1 on this property. And that was just one of the issues, one of the factors that was involved with all this. So that everybody will know, a planned unit development is a different animal altogether. It is a zone, but you should think of it as a customized zone. It's a zone wherein the developer can only put on the property, can only build what's right here. This footprint, these buildings, that's it, can't do anything else. And we also define what the use is, and the use is, of course, obviously residential use. So what we're talking about today is, looks like 3 buildings with 2 living units per building for a total of 6 living units, 3 separate buildings, and this is it. This is a what you see is what you get situation now. We're not talking like we were last month about the applicant being able to ultimately put anything they wanted to on there that was allowed within R1. So that's where we are today, and since this is a rezone, with the PUD, the planned unit development being the zone, the customized custom zone, a unique, one-of-a-kind zone, that's what we're looking at today. So I think everybody knows the drill with the public hearing situation by now. So I'm going to call a public hearing to order and ask that if there are any members of the public who wish to speak to this agenda item, please, as we did before, come up to the podium here and tell us what you have to tell us your thoughts about the situation. If anyone has any questions, any comments, please come to the podium and tell us what you got to say.
I just want to say, I have those on one side of me. I have apartments on the other side of me. Those right there, I've never had any problems with. The apartments over there, it's always got the police department, the fire department, the ambulance, always on that side. So I think these are great compared to the apartments.
Give me your name for the record, please, ma'am.
Regina Nance.
All right, thank you, Ms. Nance.
Thank you.
We appreciate that. Any further comments? Anybody else? Hearing no further comments from the public, I'm going to declare the public hearing adjourned and ask the commission if anybody has any questions for staff. Let me ask, Richard, is the staff good with this?
Yeah, for the most part, there was some, something that was brought up, recently that I haven't been able to share with the applicant. I don't think it would be a problem with the rezone necessarily. Something we can definitely catch in the permit phase, but there is a requirement for sidewalks along Hussey, that they would have to construct from the north to the south property line. Most of it's driveway anyway, so it's not an additional burden really, it's just making the sidewalk on it.
So the sidewalk going to the driveway is acceptable, and then the rest of the driveway, does it have to be a certain distance, 20 feet? So you don't have to go around a vehicle or something like that?
No, it's just a width of 5 foot sidewalk, and it would be in the right of way, or the right of way side of the property line.
The applicant has a question.
Yes.
So whenever that just assumes the sidewalk would just basically tie the driveways together, the driveway would be assumed to be part of the sidewalk.
Correct.
Stopping at each, at our north and south property line.
That's
Yes.
right,
Okay.
yeah.
How do you transition to your neighbor's dirt? I mean, like if it's a
You just end-
embankment.
You just end it?
This just sort of just the way it is, because we haven't required sidewalks for, most cities have not required sidewalks for years and years and years and years. And cities are now starting to require sidewalks again, and frankly, I think we never should have gotten away from them. But anyway, that's what you do, you just cut it off. It's kind of a sidewalk to nowhere, but that's what we're doing, and we're kind of, you get it done where you can, you know, and then when the next person, if and when they do something, then we get a sidewalk there too, and we just kind of work through it.
Try to match the grade as best as possible for the future expansion of theirs also, honestly.
That's right, yeah, and so we can, if it does get approved, we will, work to make sure it does. Yeah. But it's really, there's so much driveway there that it's not a minimal,
Yeah, it's mostly driveway anyway. Larry, was that what
Yeah,
you were gonna?
that's what I wanted.
Okay, all right. Any further comments from the commission?
Make a motion pass?
I have a motion by Mr. Grote to pass, a second by Mr. Patton. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That planned unit development is unanimously approved as presented.
Now, it still requires to go to city council since it's a zoning change.
Yeah, this is the same deal. It goes to the city council and they make the ultimate decision. I take it, Mr. Davidson, that you're gonna handle the next agenda item.
Yes, sir.
Okay, proceed. This is a final plat for Magnolia Manor.
You all have seen this before. This was before you as a preliminary plat and as a PUD submittal several months ago. That all was approved by you, which allowed us to go ahead and construct the infrastructure that was designed. And so we're back before you today with a final plat for review and a request for approval. The streets are constructed. Water and sewer is in place. I talked to Mr. Lane, he's not here. He did have a couple of comments. One, we got really close to finishing running all the electrical conduit before the snow hit. We lacked a little. And then he asked me to define with the legal description that detention pond. In our bill of assurance for this subdivision, it notes that the detention pond is to be owned and maintained by the Magnolia Manor Property Owners Association. Mark just wanted me to define that area with the legal description. It's shown on the plat graphically, but doesn't have a legal. So my ask for you today is for an approval contingent upon completion of those two items. And we understand that if granted that approval, Mr. Jordan wouldn't sign until those are taking place and Mr. Lane is giving him to go ahead. So
Yeah,
that's the ask for today. I'll try to answer any questions.
Yeah, and that's the way this works. If we approve it today, then I have to sign it at some point. And if this stuff doesn't get done, then I don't sign it. So there is that fail-safe here. So there were two detention ponds, is that right?
That's right.
And you're gonna put legals to them?
That's right.
Okay,
In the bill of assurance.
okay. And this is the property at Fuller Lane.
Is sidewalks required under that?
Sidewalks are required. We provided an estimate to Mr. Lane, which he reviewed and commented on. We updated and he approved that our bond will be based off of. We'll have to, with that bill assurance, file a bond. They'll be constructed as lots
Okay, is
are
there
built on.
approved? Okay. What about, with the post office? I don't see a spot. I think the last one was a PUD, had a location for the mailboxes.
It's in that common area next to the detention pond as well. It's not shown on the plat document, but there was, on our engineering drawings that you're referencing, we had shown a place for it
Right.
there at the entrance.
That was on the PUD though.
Yes, sir. We don't have the mailbox shown on the plat. I don't know. I guess we could, but,
Well, it's just for, I'm looking at safety for people coming in and going,
we
pulling
do
the car
have to
over.
install a common mailbox.
Yeah, it is on the construction drawings, it's,
Okay, so, and
which
it's all,
matches the, yeah, which matches the, PUD.
okay.
And it's gonna be on a common area.
That's right. They're at the southeast corner near the entrance.
Okay.
That's, I think, pretty much a nationwide requirement now.
For
So,
USPS it is.
Yeah, the post office is just
no more mailboxes.
coming out.
No more direct delivery.
Yeah. Okay, anybody have any questions for Mr. Davidson?
Motion we approve.
I have a motion by Mr. Boyd to approve the final plat of Magnolia Manor as presented. Do we have a second? Second. A second by Mr. Green. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That final plat is approved as presented, and I will sign that when Mr. Lane brings it over to the office. The next thing is another final plat, this for Legacy Park. There, what do we got here?
Well, this is oddly similar. Again,
Yeah.
you saw this previously as a preliminary plat and as a PUD application. This is a little bit unique in that normally you're waiting before final for roads to be built, for water, sewer, and electric to be installed. In this case, every lot already has access to those items. You will see some construction out there. Mr. Johnny Brock is working on the alleyway in the rear, but any public infrastructure is in place and really was when we submitted pre-plat. So this is a final plat before you. All the surveying is complete, the pin's been set at this point. So the ask here is for approval of this final plat for filing.
I'm gonna go ahead and ask sidewalks again, because when you
We
brought,
do.
when you brought it before, we didn't have the sidewalks on the side streets.
Yes, they're constructing those currently, and along Pleasure, there was not a sidewalk. The only sidewalk in place currently was along the north,
Center
on
Street.
Center. And so we're constructing, Brock's out there, and he's building sidewalks on the other three sides.
Okay.
As a reminder, we had asked for a sidewalk up the mid-block in lieu, and you guys said, no, we prefer on the side, so that was the final drawing submitted to Richard.
Okay.
Sidewalks on the side.
I so moved.
Got a motion by Mr. Green to approve this final plat as presented. Do I have a second?
Second.
Second by Mr. Patton. Any further discussion? All in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed? That final plat
Thank you all.
is approved. Thank you, Mayor. That final plat is approved as presented. And the last item on the agenda today is a large-scale development revision for the construction that's going on out at Searcy High School. Who is here to speak to this agenda item? Yes, sir.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Merritt Lineberry. I work for Ecological Design Group. We're doing civil design on the project.
What have we got going on out here?
Okay, no
It's
worries.
spinning, hang on.
Yeah, so this project has already gone through this permitting process, and then it, went through an extensive DD process, and so we scaled back a lot of the project, and so now we're bringing it back in front of the planning commission. Multiple buildings were removed from the project scope, as well as the half street improvements are no longer gonna extend all the way to the intersection of Ella and Alton Drive. They're only gonna be going along the front
So everything that we approved before is gone.
Mostly. Well, the main building is similar.
Yeah, the main building is still there, and they actually sort of combined the main student building with the barn. So they were two separate buildings, and the animal barn was in the northwest corner of the original design, and now they're sort of all connected vertically. And the existing maintenance building that was proposed to be renovated is now going to completely remain as is.
So this sounds like a scaled back version of what we approved before.
Yes, sir, yeah. heavily
Less.
scaled back, yeah, all budget related.
Okay, it was a money deal. Yeah, okay.
Hey, Richard, did we have gravel lots approved before?
There was an existing gravel lot before, I believe that they were improving, and I think enlarging maybe, but it was kind of an existing area, so there are two, which I'm trying to look, two new gravel lots in the rear that would need to be part of this approval as a kind of non-conforming use paving material, so.
Where exactly are they gonna be? So if you got that little driveway going around that goes up to the back of the buildings,
Yeah,
well, anybody that's experienced sledding and everything, it's over there by the tennis
Yeah,
courts.
the top lot is paved where the buses park is
Right.
paved.
Yeah.
This is down there by the, what I'm gonna call the maintenance barn or the barn
Yes,
or
sir.
whatever. There's a little gravel in the front there. Now, you're talking about putting another gravel lot to the
West.
west of that?
So
Is that
it'll
what you're
actually be to the east.
To
The
the
site
east.
plan will show that our proposed building is gonna be to the east of that existing maintenance building, and then there's gonna be a driveway that's going under the breezeway, and then to the north of that building is where we're
Is this what you're
proposing a
looking
new
for?
travel line.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's kind of, yeah, I know you can help
Yeah,
with that.
again, we are gonna provide paved parking along the southern frontage of the building. We're kind of just treating this gravel lot as overflow parking as needed. It's also gonna be a place where the animals can exit the
look at
north side of the barn and
C1.00.
I'm trying to grasp the south part. I'm a little slow on that. Okay, I've got the south now, which would be facing the high
Here
school.
we are, here's,
Yeah, okay, good deal.
Okay, okay.
So the south would be facing what I would say the high school. There's a road in between there though, that the buses will continue to go down.
Yes, sir.
All right,
This
so
is
you're
gravel.
gonna pave
Yes.
the south part?
Yes, and so the gravel lot that you just pointed at, Mr. Jordan,
Yeah.
that's actually more of a mechanical yard, and that's mainly for the purpose of being able to move around different equipment. And if you look just north of our proposed building and north of the barn, that's where our overflow lot is being proposed.
It's a gravel lot.
Right up here or up
Yeah,
there?
yeah, top right, and then, just left of that, that's where we're proposing our detention pond. So we're pushing the majority of the water on our site to this detention pond to mitigate.
Right here?
Yes,
Yes.
sir.
Okay.
And, our student building is gonna be gabled at a 2/3, 1/3 ratio. And so the 1/3 side is on the east, and so all the water flowing off the east side is gonna plug into our existing stormwater system that's going along Ella north-south.
And you own the property to the north of that, all the way to?
All the way to
All the way
Hollywood.
to
Yes, sir.
Okay.
This is-
Previously,
North
they
that
were-
way,
Yeah.
North is to,
north is this way?
Should be
Yes.
that way, correct?
Previously,
North is just straight up.
straight up.
Straight
Yeah,
up,
it's
okay,
north,
north,
okay.
south, all right, got it.
Okay.
The previous submission had the sidewalk and Half Street improvements extending all the way out of Boulevard. They requested, the city council and the school district got together to potentially do that in exchange for waiving building permit fees if they would go ahead and extend that improvements down, so that's getting reduced as well. So that's getting cut out. So now it's just cutting off at the end of the development, which is what they're supposed to, or what they're required to do.
That's right,
Yes.
that's right.
Richard, didn't we put some new gravel requirements in our code
Yes, ma'am.
last year? So would
Yes.
these be conforming to that?
Yeah, it basically gives, the new requirements gives you all greater authority to approve gravel lots in certain circumstances. So if it's a drainage issue, if it's an equipment issue, or if you feel that the gravel lot is warranted, the new language gives you all the authority to approve a gravel lot in certain instances.
Is the staff good with all this, including the gravel lots?
I don't think we have any issues with, as Merritt was saying, the rear portion is more about maneuvering equipment. It's back behind the building, I don't have any issues with it. It's not being used for any heavy truck access. One of the comments we made, and I can't remember if we sent those to Merritt or not, this was kind of a quick deal too. The road to the south that's not getting approved is not, I don't believe it's a heavy structured, pavement, and so getting to the dumpster, just making everybody aware that, you know, our trucks are driving down it, they're probably gonna tear that up. But I understand costs, so that we won't be responsible for maintaining it.
How much gravel are we talking about here, though, just so I've got it in my head? We're talking about gravel to the north side,
Yeah, we get
there by the
first round.
retention.
So it's right,
60 by 60 is
Yeah,
pretty
it's right
small.
here.
It's a pretty small gravel.
and there's some right here, oops, right in there,
And then there's some at the top.
and then right here at the top, which
Yeah.
is just a little overflow parking.
Where is the existing ag building that's right there in front of Ella Street?
You can see this little building hatch that's just to the right of the dumpster pad.
Right here.
Yeah, that's the existing barn,
Barn.
and then down in the bottom middle part of the page is the existing maintenance building that's
Yeah.
gonna be.
Yeah, and here's some
our
more.
design. And, yeah, our
Or,
details,
sorry, right there.
Yeah.
yeah,
That's the existing ag building right now?
yes,
So,
sir.
to
That's
the
it?
right, all the way to the right, is that Audley Bolton? Do I have to
No,
flip
ma'am,
flop?
Audley Bolton is gonna be to the north, it's off the page, to the right is Ella Street, and so the next road that it hits is gonna be Audley Bolton.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that gravel parking lot is the access from Ella Street on that north side?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah,
that's
this is
correct.
Ellen, right?
I don't know about that.
No.
And that gravel drive is gonna be fully, heavy-duty accessible. We're calling for an 8-inch gravel section as well as an undercut for geotech recommendation. So any type of heavy-duty equipment maneuvering is gonna be fully possible. And yeah, the school is prepared to take on all maintenance for the gravel lot.
I think with me, I don't have a real problem with gravel. I just have a problem with setting the precedence that we allow this, and somebody else comes along and they say, we've got heavy equipment too, and we go, no, you've gotta have that paved. So, I mean, it's a slippery slope when we get into that. For the school standpoint, I'm okay with it, but I just think that's something we all need to put kinda in our back pocket here. We've approved a bunch of gravel here, somebody else is gonna want gravel, and we're gonna say, no, you can't do it. You know, I have a problem with some can and some can't.
Richard, are the buses parked right here in this gravel
Am
parking
I
lot
making
right there?
sense,
Right behind it?
Mr. Chairman?
I guess I'm still having a little bit of trouble.
Because to me, that appears like a
Bus
lot
lot
of
is
gravel.
primarily to the south of this project.
What is your feeling, Mr. Stafford, about the precedent-setting part of this deal?
Well, I think that was the, kind of the, I mean, not to sound like I'm asking the buck, but I think the reason for the change in the ordinance was to allow some forethought in certain circumstances on, I think the staff, the previous code was vague, ambiguous, there wasn't really good teeth on what defined it. And so we've made it more teeth as far as pavement goes, and then in certain circumstances where the commission may deem that it's a requirement, or I mean, that it's an okay, or it's being used in a unique way, wherever that is, that you all have the authority then to approve it as such. I don't
I
think
thought
it's
that was-
something that should just be used as just to put gravel lots in. I think there should be good reasoning
This is-
for you all to decide to do that. I think, the fact that the one to the west and behind the building, and it's a maneuvering space, to me, is one of those lots that kind of fits that potential purpose of allowing that. The one to the north, maybe not, I don't know, that's kind of up to you all, because it's actually entering it off of a public street, and it's visible and all of that, so,
So it's gonna go up here.
What is this right here?
So that's all the proposed building.
That's the building.
Yes, sir. That's correct.
Okay. So it's gonna be behind the building.
that's right.
Is
And
day-to-day
that's
park,
behind the building.
day-to-day car access to the paved parking coming through like the bus lane where the gate is, or are they,
So the paved parking is gonna be accessed by turning in off of Ellis south of the building.
yeah,
Right.
where that little gate is?
Right.
Oh,
Yeah.
So the building's gonna go a long ways with the road, and then you're gonna have that gravel parking lot up on the north before you get
That
to,
small one, yeah.
before you get to Alder Bolton.
Right. There'll be a pretty sizable gap from that parking lot to the only possible, there's quite a bit of space there.
I just like the main parking lots off the main street to be blacktopped,
Cause they wouldn't
cause
be,
the.
This right here's part of the building, is that
Yeah,
correct?
correct, yeah.
I
that's
see
actually
that,
the animal
and
barn.
then
Yeah.
animal plant,
Yes,
okay.
sir.
Because I looked at that and I went, that's not parking, so we're, what
Right,
is that?
yeah,
Okay.
so this driveway just south of the barn, that's gonna be a breezeway, but the roof is actually continuous between the student building and the animal barn.
So they can pull in here to load and unload animals, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and they're gonna load and unload supplies for shop work, whatever, welding,
Yes,
whatever
sir.
they're doing in this lot right here.
That's right.
That's a pretty good sized lot right there, is it not?
how do you access that lot back there?
It's through the breezeway.
Between the
Is this the
buildings.
breezeway?
Yes, yeah.
So you come off Ella, through the breezeway,
Which is paved,
You
and
drive
around.
through here,
which is all paved, and then you get to those two gravel areas.
and that's gravel in here too, correct? No,
No.
that's paved.
That's
This
paved.
breezeway, this is the breezeway, correct?
Yes.
And it is paved, correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So they're
Is
driving
it
in
covered?
here.
Did you
Yes,
say it was covered?
yeah, so it's gonna be
The
covered,
building keeps going.
until you exit the roof of the building.
This one you can see a little bit better.
Yeah, and also the apron that is connecting the northern gravel drive to
Excuse me,
Ella
John,
is
let's go back to the plot, they're just connecting the plot.
This is,
So the apron connecting Ella to the northern gravel lot is also gonna be paved, so
Right here.
everything within the public right of way is gonna be paved concrete to the north.
Here.
There's a, he's saying
no,
there's a
I don't
paved
think there's any
apron,
problem.
Yeah, just
Right,
gravel.
so
Yeah.
that's
What I
paved,
mean-
but it's gravel here,
gravel there, yes.
gravel here,
Paved,
paved coming
paved to
in
the property line,
That's
and then
right.
gravel behind it.
to right here, then. It's paved to here.
Yeah, let me get
A
my
little bit
cursor.
further to the right.
Cursor,
All right,
right,
about right there,
this
okay.
is where the pavement, that
That-
dark line is where the pavement stops and the gravel begins.
I kinda like that because we're not dragging gravel out on to Ella
Exactly.
and tearing up Ella with it.
That was our concern, and that's why we extended that apron. Yeah, and the school takes full maintenance responsibility.
Excuse me, I'm sorry, I was,
You can see on the,
Couldn't see
on
it
the,
on
I'm not a good map reader.
on the architectural images, you can see this paved, that's the breezeway that goes kind of through the building. So the roof
So who's
line
that-
extends, but that's a paved drive that goes through the building right through
They're
there.
not showing
So
that.
somebody bringing animals in would drive through that breezeway, drive around up there and let the animals out into the stalls there. Someone bringing in lumber, equipment, whatever, would go through the breezeway again, and they'd go back to the gravel lot. Nobody's gonna access that gravel lot without going through the breezeway.
Correct.
So you're not gonna have a bunch of students back in there trying to park or anything like that.
No, sir, not through the breezeway, certainly not.
So there's 3 entrances into various parking.
Well, okay, so the middle gravel area is not a parking area, that's more just for equipment to be moved around for maneuverability. It's just that northern lot and those southern parking spaces that are for actual parking.
So that blank space between that dumpster and the new construction, is that the existing metal building?
Yep, that's correct.
Right here.
That was originally gonna be renovated, but now with all the value engineering.
That's just a
that's
regular
kept as is.
sheet metal type metal building on the right-hand side when you go down that lane in front of it to go
Yep,
up there
that's the
with it.
existing building there.
Well, there's actually a shop building that's a little bit further south of that. That's what I was, because that's when, my nephew's the teacher over there, so.
Oh, yeah, just across. the
Retaining
road.
pond is back over here, is that
Down,
correct?
Just down and to the
Down
left,
to
you
the
can see
left.
the head wall.
Right here?
Yes,
That's it.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's it.
And so you're wanting to keep this gravel because it'll absorb water, obviously, but what is there won't be any parking in there, or what is this for?
So that's gonna be overflow parking. If those southern parking lots do fill up, then there'll be a couple additional spaces there.
You talking about these lots, Bob?
Yeah, there's only like 8 spots there.
So you've got this here, so who's going to be parking there when you say overflow?
That may be students parking.
That may
there
be
as well as
students.
Staff, yes, sir.
It needs to be blacktop.
Yeah, I don't like the students
Yeah.
parking in.
I mean, I had thought that you were the retaining pond, and I apologize, I was thinking it was here,
Spin it out.
understood that big gravel maybe to absorb something. But if we're gonna have a lot of parking in there, I might feel a little different about that.
Your elevation's going downhill from going up north, so it's, you couldn't drain back uphill.
Yeah,
The
that's
majority
what
of
I'm
our site
saying.
water is all going to the detention pond. Everything to the left of that gable on the proposed building, and then pretty much everything in our mechanical courtyard is all been graded to drain into our detention pond. From the gravel lot, that's just gonna be sheet flowing north into the field and then eventually connecting into that existing stormwater system going along Ella. But it'll give us a little bit more pervious area compared to real paving, so.
I mean,
that'll help our
we're
stormwater.
really talking about a parking lot though, for all practical purposes there.
Yes,
And, you know, that's not like equipment parking. I think our justification there is going to be a little slimmer.
Well, there's no defined parking spaces.
I mean, there's
Students
like
still
8
may-
spots. There's gonna be a lot more than, I think, 8
Yeah.
folks in here.
Well, there's also existing parking in front of the maintenance building. So, you know, we're adding those new 8 spots, but then over to the west, there are 4 existing spots that can be utilized.
So you have a projected cost if you had to blacktop that north parking lot?
Sorry,
Do you have a projected cost on what it's gonna cost to do that, and is the school approved?
we don't have a projected cost, but that is the reason why we switched to gravel, because the school's budget is a lot less than we initially thought. And so, yeah, they told us to scale back as much as we possibly can in terms of cost.
Richard, when we do a gravel lot, is it curved?
No, it doesn't have to be.
The storage building place out there just went ahead and did it, cause they got it. Oh, no, it's not.
This is not supposed to be curved, but we could put ribbon curves in there just to create a boundary for that gravel.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, yeah.
On that. It's a little bit of a slope right there.
It
Slope
is,
down
yeah.
low.
The gravel, the way that the ordinance is written, it's basically to be approved as presented. You know, for you all to look at, review, and approve as presented, a gravel lot, or any other type of pavement that's not concrete or asphalt. So if somebody presents something, and if you wanted it to be okay to be gravel and wanted it to be ribbon curve, I believe the current language of the code allows you all of that flexibility. If you don't want it to be gravel, obviously you have that flexibility as well. If you like it exactly how it's shown, you have that flexibility as well. That was the idea of giving you some flexibility to the commission for these certain circumstances, I think were, what the intent was to try to, because sometimes there are unique situations where gravel does make sense. And the way that the previous code was written, there really wasn't any good exceptions to that, so, does that make sense?
So now it's our basically judgment then?
Yes, that's
I mean, I feel like we're doing something because of the economics of it right now. Anybody else would say pave that.
Yep.
I think that's where we would be, you know, and I'm a patron of Searcy High School, you know, I mean, I've got generations that have been to Searcy High School, you know, and so we do everything we can for the high school, but I think we're tripping over dollars to pick up guides or something.
Well, can we just pass it, either they blacktop it or they eliminate it?
I will tell you, if I was a student and that parking lot was there and it was right off Ella, I could beat a whole bunch of that traffic. I could be the first one in, the first one out, and the last one in, the first one out, by parking in that gravel, okay? And that's probably where I'd end up parking.
This campus is bigger than this, and there's parking all over the place in other places. So my question is, who would be parking in this gravel lot? Would it be just mostly people who are using this facility? That's what I'm thinking.
Yes, sir.
That's who's gonna wanna park
Yes.
here. People who are gonna use this building, because everybody, it'd be closer. But anybody else
It would park
who's
us.
going somewhere else on the campus is not gonna park here,
That's right,
because it's just too far away from where they're
right,
headed.
yeah.
How many cars could park on this gravel roughly? Maybe.
Roughly 15 to 20.
And one thought that occurs to me in terms of the precedent-setting notion in all this is that a school campus is an unusual situation. And I kind of always feel that way a little bit when Harding comes in here for wanting to do this or that. You know, that is a one-of-a-kind deal. And this high school is also a one-of-a-kind deal. So that would be a potential, thought going forward with the notion of setting precedents here.
Plus, we all pay for it.
Yeah, it's public money, that's what it is, yes.
We're sitting here, we're paying, we're
Yeah, this
having
is a
taxpayers'
public,
money.
it's a public use, public school, public use. And, so anyway, that thought occurred.
I may also add, I think that the school has tested plans to perhaps develop north of this property as well, all the way to the extent of Ollie Colton. And at that time, if they choose to do so, they could always extend and resurface the parking, and they could pave at that time. The demand increases for parking spaces.
Yeah. Because then you would have additional buildings and addition, yeah. Okay.
Chairman, with everything being said, I would move to approve.
All right, I have a motion by Mr. Patton to approve this large-scale development as presented. Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Have a second by Ms. Ray. Any further discussion? What about that one little thing, I probably shouldn't, but what about curbing? You indicated you could do some kind of curbing around the gravel part.
Yeah, if it would make you feel better, we could absolutely throw ribbon curbs around the extent of the gravel lot to the north.
Explain ribbon curb.
It's basically, rather than like a 6-inch vertical curb, it's gonna be flush with the existing grade, but it's creating a bit of a border to hold all that gravel in, so the gravel won't be spilling out into the field down the grade.
Well, that seems to me to be all kinds of a good idea.
I like that as a compromise.
Yeah,
I do.
okay.
You're looking at a multi-million-dollar project and you're worried about parking 15 vehicles
Yeah.
and making it gravel and then setting the precedents and all that other kind of stuff, so, I don't know.
If I was the owner and I was having the curb it, I would probably go ahead and pave it also on my own. That, you know, at that point, it would be close enough to a project that I would go ahead and finish it. But
Well, if we had a Todd Sparks project, we would probably require you to do it.
Okay, I have a motion and a second. I brought up the curb thing, and I probably shouldn't have.
I like the curb.
Yeah, I do too.
Can we amend it?
Okay, well, I'll
Do you want to amend it? It's
I
up to
would be
you.
glad to amend it if that would meet with,
With the ribbon, amend it with the ribbon curb provision. Okay, is that good with you, Lisa, on your second?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now, I have a motion by Mr. Patton and a second by Ms. Ray to approve this as presented with the additional requirement of what is known as a ribbon curb around the gravel lot. Okay, do I have any further discussion? All in favor, say aye. All in favor, raise your hands. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and me,
You got it.
6. So that passes 6-3, if I'm counting right. Okay. All right, so that is, we took it, that's that, isn't it?
Mhm.
We took it, okay. That is that for that agenda item, and that is all I have on my agenda today. I would note, that this is Ms. Ray's last meeting with us, and we want to,
You're not redundant yet.
didn't reach in.
We have not found a replacement for Ms. Reagan. She's going to hang out with us one more month, and we will get that recommendation to the commission for her replacement in March.
All right,
I
well,
mean, to the council in March, so she will be with us for one more month.
I will.
Graciously, thank you for doing that.
then I will sing Lisa's praises next month. We are adjourned. We're not adjourned. What you got, Larry?
I just wanted to bring up, because we've talked about last couple months, in the case of absence of the chairman,
Oh, yeah.
our
Yeah.
vice chair is to fill your vacancy for that time. And that's what our rules say. It doesn't say the secretary. So just change title only to vice chair / secretary.
And that is you right now, right?